Hey, this is Steven from LegitTechTutorials, and welcome back to Beginning C++. Today we're going to be talking about arrays. So let's go ahead and also talk about how to make a new source file. So what we're going to do is, I have the whole screen available now that you can see it, so we're going to do add, new item, and then we're going to do a C++ file, and let's call this, we're just going to call this instruction. So this is where we're just going to have a main in the include and IOStream and that stuff, and using namespace. And so we're just going to have our instruction in here, and then later on we'll rename this source.cpp to you know, grading or system or something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So now we got instruction, and we're going to do pound include IOStream using namespace std and int main. At the end of main we want return 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about arrays, and we'll see if this actually runs, because usually it doesn't like it when you have in one. Yeah, so it doesn't like how you have two mains here. So let's go ahead and just comment this out. So you do, oh crap. So you can do this, and then you do a forward parenthesis, and then you do the asterisk on the inside, and then you do the parenthesis again. So now it's quoting out the main. So now we have the main in this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and change this a little bit. So let's go ahead and say, okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about how to do a array. Alright, so what are arrays? Arrays are basically a container to contain multiple values, similar to what you saw with classes, except for this is using data types. So I mean, it's very similar to classes, but it just holds information. So what do I mean about this? Let's go ahead and just set one up, and you can check it out. So let's say we have int a value array. So let's just say we had a value array of 5. And then we have the curly braces here, and we could set that value. Okay, so now first off, a little glimpse into computer science is that all of the arrays start at 0. They have a 0 index. So the 5 inside here says that we could have 5 values in there, and those 5 values have addresses to each of them. 5 addresses. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is no 5. 0 counts as 1. So 0 is the first value, 1 is the second value, 2 is the third value, 3 is the fourth value, and 4 is the fifth value. So let's go ahead and show what we mean. So we could have any type of number in here, as long as it's an int and it goes with whatever data type you have here. And you could also have short of 5, but you cannot have more than 5. So let's say 26, 59, 21, and 3. So now if we build, it says I have too many. One too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got one too many. So it throws an error if you do that. Not good. You see, one successful, but it's not going to do anything. So what we need to do is we need to do cout, and we need to just do, we're just going to output values. And it's actually just addressing, just giving us the address. There's another way that we're going to do to output this. So, actually, yeah. So, and you notice that there's no equal sign there. So that's one way to initialize it. So let's say that we don't want to do that. Let's say we do this. And then we could do this here. We could do something called indexing, which, for example, this is where the 0 makes sense. So we have value 0 is equal to 1. So it's basically saying So basically what we're doing is we're saying go to the address 0 in the array value, as there's 5 addresses, but it only goes up to address 4. There's 5. It's 5 in length, but only 4 up to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's why we start with 0. So now let's say that we copy this, and then let's say we have 52, 61, 15, 14, or 144, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the maximum number. So let's say we want to, but of course we need to change the address here. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's say we wanted to output that particular number. Let's say we want to output 61. So we're going to tell it, go and get this value, return that value, and display it to the screen. And you see there 61, which is value number 2, like we were looking for. Alright, now let's say that we wanted to do, we could even do addition. You know, we could say up here, okay, so we say int add equals 0, and then you have value 3. Oopsies. Add equals value 3 plus value 0. So let's say we wanted to do that. Value 3 is 15, value 0 is 1. Adding those together gives us 16. Very, very easy. So why would you want to use an array? The biggest use of array is if you want to have multiple. Remember how we had in this previous source.cpp, we had different we had 2 instances of the same object, so we could also have an array. So let's say here I want to have a system array. So you do it exactly how you see here. You do int value, so the type and system, and then I could have an array of as many as I want. I could have 53, so 53 of those objects, all with different instances, blah blah blah, all the different variables, etc., etc. So that is the biggest use of an array. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about a simple for loop on how to read out an array, because you saw that if you just put a value in there, it'll just output the address and memory that block is stored, which is not what we want to do. So we're just going to do a for loop, int I is equal to 0, and so this is a for loop, so you have the 3 parts, and you say why I is less than or equal to 4, then you want to I plus plus. And then we're going to say here, I'm going to cut this guy actually. And here is the cool part, is we put I in there. Now I is going to be shared here and here. So the first time it goes through, it's going to say I is 0 and output this number, then I is 1, then I is 2, then I is 3, then I is 4, and then it will not jump out. So as you see there, 1, 52, 61, 15, 144. So very, very easy to work with arrays. Now let me just see if there's some other cool stuff in here. Oh yeah, multi-dimensional arrays. You could have an array inside of an array. Don't usually use that one too much. And they also call it matrices, right? So that's basically it. Doesn't really talk about anything else in here too much. Okay, so yeah, there's all different kinds of things that you could do with arrays. This is just, you know, a look into them to see how they work and why you would use them. We are going to be using them for a lot more things. And for example, for the source.cpp, an example that you would do is you would store that all your grades. You would store all the grades that of the classes they ever took, all of the letter grades they ended at the end of the course. You could store all those and be able to, you know, organize them in semesters or whatever you want to do. So it's basically to hold large amount of information, and usually that type of thing is used inside of the class. So like I said, if you want to have all of your grades, so like grade list. So for example, I went grade chart grade list, and then I had, you know, an array. Bam, create all different types of that array. Put all different numbers in there and stuff. I mean, all different the characters. All right, so I'm not really gonna keep blabbering on about this. You'll see a lot more as we progress through. All right, so this has been Steven from LegitTechTutorials. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos like it in this series and other series as well. If you have any questions, email me. And the link to the book is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.